fa lépp loo soxla sa wàllu dëkkeekaay TRC Investment Limited mu ngi la ko fa amal TRC Investment Limited nag seen bërëbu dëkkeekaay yi ñu ngi ko jaayee si cash price muy jar si $200,000 $250,000 $250,000 mortgage nag foo ko dégg mooy fay nanka ba fay bi jeex nga fay ko si diiri juróom benni weer dama ne TRC Properties njaaxare jeex na coono jeex na tëddal nelaw si sa kër boo nelawee sa gannaaw bandang TRC Properties daw leen dem seeti seen kër yi foofu noonu Salamen Kerewan.
This is the bounce back of the youth BANTABA show, or else I would call it the rush hour. Because we have to rush back into the studio if we have a hot cake out there that is happening. The Youth BANTABA show usually comes on Fridays, every Friday here in Gambian Talents TV, but we are here on Saturday. Why? Because we have something that is happening out there, something that has to do with the youth. The good things that are happening out that we need to talk about. Sometimes we need to bring in the tragedies, things that affect the youth psychologically, physically, and with their health. We need to talk about this. Let's go back to the TRC, which is the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparation Commission that has been going on for months now. We have so many witnesses that come through the TRC to testify for what has happened the past 22 years. Recently, we have had witnesses that came through, one like Baboucarr Jatta, Gorgimbu, and of course, the last but not the least that came through the TRC, which was the former Vice President of the nation, Madam ISATOU NJIE SAIDY, which they were talking about the April 10th and 11th, 2000 demonstrations. This has created a huge impact and of course a huge catastrophe to the nation, especially the youth. Back then I was very young. I can tell as a time my 5 years old, you know. I don't even know time I don't know what was going on. When I was 5. Actually, I was 5.
Our program is usually on Friday, but then dafa am really mbere so in faut ñu tok fi waxtane ko because dafa affect the youth ken xamutol lu ko xew ak lu ko waral ak ñan ñoo involved. Right now, as my colleague said it earlier, ñu ci 8th season of the TRRC amna nak ñu bari ñu ñew testify ku ñew wax ki wax bi kale wax bari ku nekka waxi bari nen way bokkuñ way duñ def dara dañoo yaatal waxtaan indi ñom ñep sen testimony ak fu ñoo waxee dafa am nak benen bu gëna yëngal réew mi moy former Vice President bi ISATOU NJIE SAIDY lu dem ci April 10th and 11th demonstration bi nga xamne involve na the life of many youths and then victims yi ñu ko survive ba tay they are still with that pain, physically, mentally, emotionally, and ñu jotta dem ñaka seen bakkan ñu tamit mënon leen nekk leneen seen family ba tey ñu ngi joy ci lu mel noonu waaye duma ba def dara sudul bay suma collègue bu bari wax bi ni mu jël ñu tuuti from there ñu dem déglu gaay.
Yes, thank you so much, Aisha. I think you've said, you know, someone of the living room can set that. So, like she said, this is the 8th session of the TRRC since it has started. And the 8th session majority, the focus were on April 10th and 11th, the year 2000 demonstrations. We have had students that were affected from that demonstration and also teachers. And also, we have had the security, those from the security sector, yes. Doctors,
GAMSU,
the GAMSU, which is the Gambian Student Union. Also, the heads also come and testify for the TRRC. So, as from this testimony, it's like the main catch, the main focus, where Gambians are really talking, the main focus of all Gambians, or the majority of all of the Gambians, is the testimony of the former Vice President, which is Madam ISATOU NJIE SAIDY, which has created a huge impact within these 48 hours. It is like everybody is talking about it. The view of, you know, sometimes some people, others will say, I agree with what he said. Some will be like, how can she say something like that? A mother of the nation talking to the whole country, saying something like that?
I cannot remember, manam. Munuma fateleko. But then, Jamban, do you know what I think? The Mogena sub Gambians and the world at large. Moine Gambia is known to be a peaceful country. Others refers it as to the of Africa, the one of the most peaceful country in the world. Whilst ñu fi deka nekul ñu fi deka ak ñu fi dekul yeb xamutol lu on victims yi rek xamone luñ do go to way ñimi wu ñoo gëna wax, but then it's about time legi sante yalla time bi jotna and am nañ that platform on TRC pour ñew testify express sem bopa am so lolu dina neka a hearing method to them because ya nge dunda ak pain for over 20 years 19 years 20 years ya nge go through that pain and amulo ken koko watan ñimi wulo gëna sibiti sa wa amna kena ki nga xamne ci victims yi mu ne daf doon génn di wax but then ko doon threaten pour ray but he does not care because Raynen 14 of his colleagues mom sut nen ko dafa escape from there so mom dafa gissone that there are something normal but then comme noko waxe tammi as a mother of the nation or yenen officials as well ñi nga xamne time bobu ndeysaan programme su amé rek ñom lañu invite pour ñu nekk guest speakers yi di joxe words of wisdom ñoñu tok TRRC di wax yene I think it's unbelievable.
Aisa xam nga fol depuis bo waxe ne dead is like a normal thing to koku nonu. Like small hole be dafa meaty, like it is this saddened me because how can death be a normal thing to a human being, like a normal human being? What caused that is because maybe what you have gone through more bari more than legi like bugato dara safutla danga feeling like okay if I am dead it will even be better for me.
Exactly. So people like them know them commit suicide. I think he's strong enough.
Exactly. So like this will be like this is crazy. I mean, how can you have the security bu nga xamne suñ own security ñu nga xamne they swear to protect the nation and the people of the nation having
citizens,
having those same securities
taking the life of the citizens.
Yes, taking out life bullet, using life bullet against their own brothers and own sisters. Like leader for overla meaty. This is sad. Like
but then
okay, I said this is a question that we need to ask then. If we have our own securities using life bullet against us, then where are we heading as a nation? This is a question that every Gambian have to put at the back of their mind, like where are we heading to? If we said the Gambia is the smiling coast of West Africa, and we having that same Gambians crying,
killing one another.
Yes, Gambian people are crying over and over because they are having their securities using force against us.
And come no go here rek jamban xam nga ñom seen duty moy to protect the life of the citizens and the properties but they ñoñu di tek yaangi wone ci sa ay biir cadre then use live bullet lolu kañ la ko Gambians ni am because after incident bobu there was a press release mune press release bobu nonu dafa ne students ya sutante so of recent them testify
but then a little bit. I said, like when we had people talking about this April 10th, April 11th, before back then, so on school, then they got April 10th, April 11th. What is actually April 10th and April 11th?
What leads to the April 10th and 11th?
And what really happened? Why is this day so remarkable? So like just recently, it's like dipping at 5 years old. This happened. And just recently, from that time till now, recently, Laham actually, what is actually April 10th and 11th all about?
And so, what leads to the April 10th and 11th?
Yes, so you can see, like, to us, this would be like the 5-minute film, the 5-minute story. So, if you look at it from the TRRC, from the testimonies that we have had, like, I feel like Gambia fee. More for like movie and act like like I can say series movie and act. So because
that's
actually
right. It was even more than a series movie.
Yes,
let's call it Mickey Mouse or Chinese.
Don't call it
movie.
Mickey Mouse because this is heavy. So this is really
that's
heavy.
That's what I'm telling you because this outside and it's quite different.
Yes.
It's just quite opposite. Imagine we live in the most peaceful country.
Yes.
Whilst others go through hell, but then they cannot even express that. So that's serious, Jamba.
Yes, so and I believe the government have a responsibility in all of this because so
before touching the government, I think we need to bring them some videos.
No, before we go into that, let's finish the analysis. Let's talk about this because the reason why I say the government have a role to play in this because before this government, there was the previous government. We don't have them more than 22 years. That's the Jammeh's regime. TRC investigation on. So during that time, there was this called the Indemnity Bill. We have the more backs, most of the securities. So like this Indemnity Bill is still existing. So the question is, why is this bill still existing? If we know that this bill is going against the Gambians, this bill is not right.
Favoring the government.
Yes, and obviously because we
I think little more existing case April 10th and 11th, and this bill is still functioning. So said lo case Keba Sekabi that in Boston. I think that's the same thing that happened. But then later on we need to enlighten them more about this bill because Fogumane nyepa hamba lala bill bini mean. So mota hon manenem Biden deglu ñoo waxtaan si boobu ba door a laal bill bi and then you said luy saafara problem bi because this is a problem but then we should not see it as a problem, instead as an opportunity, understand nga? Because there was a lot of things going on in the country and I think we need to learn from the TRC bi doy na ku fi jàngut fogu nga jàngaat in life because lu fi nekk di génn ñi musu ton na toog sa life ba expect ne there will be a day one like the former vice president musuta talk ne bem expect there will be a day dinañ ko tek ci togu diko laacé the way they asked her and didn't need to answer all of those questions, understand it?
Yes.
So I think it's very important we learn from this to you make sure ne lu slogan TRC bi wane never again bobu nonu you stay on that.
And Aisha, for you to say never again and for the whole Gambia to be repeating the slogan never again is easy. But then, to put it into practice, that's the most important thing.
Have you guiding them on Laka police station be I think backward and how my fan. So at the end of the day, ban Harris Lenyo user, it's our own money, our parents' money.
Yeah.
So why not before taking any action or doing anything, you consider an outcome belumoneka.
Yeah.
Right?
So talking about you have Plasi, the Laka police station be, they will take us back to the testimony of the Golden Book. Kung hamne like testify na
mota naga jamba naga bariwa
dem ñewal len nga so wax ni dara fokk nga ñewal ko tuuti pour mu la deglu gor gi bu ndewé TRC dafa wax about naka la torture boys. So from all of that, like from his testimony, I think ñu pose am testimony because bobu nonu suñ ko starté fi xamna dafa exhaust suñ time yi because bobu nonu suma buggé wax man suma wax ci bobu nonu 30 minutes la ko jël.
Jamba.
How about you? One day, more
in the testimony be. Suko defe, not everybody watch or listen to it. Didn't see muna janga. Suko defe, you analyze, you set and munem put down and comment. Understand? Right now, munem fiwa see testimony kokulowa. And then you have no idea of that. So more time in the testimony before. From there, then we can analyze.
Guy, the
rush hour.
The rush hour.
No,
the rush hour. So it can be plus one. It doesn't necessarily time keep up. So
master of time management.
Yes, talking about time. So I think not just Golden Book, we have Babukar Jata also that came before the TRC.
And things are kind of funny.
Yes.
Honestly, the guy is keen testify mu also for instance. Mama jo order be demba nyomune I was not even aware of that. Kenen yo munela dere jamba johud mako aida mo mako job. Understand? So at the end of the day you do can more definitely okay. But then nuko all of the day wa he Natalie bala mu inde mu dolu ba jamba nduma talk fini di Natalie li nga xamna ne dina teri suma image or dina sort everyone but then su don def na lu ba ma buga Gambia ñep gis ma dama yaakam ci pour ngeen o ma toog fii su ko defee may Natalie waat am na yoo xam ne soo ko defee boobu doo dee bugg a fu ñoo waxee
never fade away dafa mel ni nga bind dara si concret so nañ déglu góor gi mbub testimony bi ñu déggal góor gi mbub lu mu wax after ñu delluwaat si loolu noonu
waaw comme noo ko waxee
I think the church, as I am preaching, the church must be on the right. Just like the church, it's going to come from. But I think everything that is there is a ground there. It's a ground. So that is where I met with started. That's where I met with started. It means that therefore that you met with started as soon as you were entering the room. I just entered. And then you also came to customize me. Not to get this book. And then he tried to stop me opening his arms. Okay. Opening his arms. I tried to dive, and then he was like getting me that way. And then I touched him. He was yes, I touched him. Which was this. Yes, I did. I read this new video. I couldn't remember. So it's the that was I didn't want to test my process for about 20 years, but I can't work exactly as of now. Last year was that I went I couldn't do that. I punched him. Okay, you point him and then when I
Jamba, go Jimbunga Dega, no. Head of the anti-crime unit recently in the country. You
head of the anti-crime unit. Atlumoni, Monica head of anti-crime unit right now.
Yes,
are you serious right
present
now?
government being like imagine Gambia, where are we going? Fanlen nekadi them.
Aisha Mota like the most stop on my money and a day by my continue, but I think it's for a good cause. No the more must stop. Because this is where the indemnity bill comes in. That Ngolgi Bublum death, they confess now, everybody Mudega ko. So that will also reflect us back to Lona Kandiwa, Nakala.
The case of Nyonkila is Hanganyam Nyep Tog name fee.
Yes, Balakila is the death of the university student that in Boston. Loli people are claiming, people are the Ghanaian one like the anti-crime unit. They are brutal. They are talking about how brutal the anti-crime units are.
Exactly. I don't think they are here to like discipline. Okay, they can discipline, but they're not a way of that so hard.
But I said the point of focus is right now we have had him testify of what he did back then in April 10th and 11th.
Almost
and now,
20 years now.
Yes, and now we have Muneka, the head of anti-crime unit, and imagine this duration, just this short period of time, the conflict we knew just through anti-crime unit be. Like protest habu happen fi Serekunda ak
li dina taylo hel yu bari xam nga ñu bari ñu ngi amone daaw na maybe degala maybe du dega what leads to the death of Usman Dabo.
Yes,
that's Sierra but then come testimony bini I think so correlated with that case mom nga wax ne waaw degala lolu mo am dafa de as a result of torture not as Mabugay claim to because bi mo mo talk nangu ne wa mo mo def li o yeneen mu wéedi gaay la kanen ko but then am na yeneen ñi ñu dee ñëw testify most of the time they war a xam ne like TRC def nañ seen all investigation and xam ne lu ñoo discuss about foog naa more than them ñu ko def sax understand nga because léegi soo dee def dara dan dee foog ne kenn gisul la o kenn yëgul si loo nekka fekk ñi yëg nañ ko comme kii noo ko waxee rek mooy keese Ousmane Dabo bi Serekunda market so dégloo testimony bi nga relate ko to that one danga wax ni dëgg la waaw one like this one tamit definitely former regime be yet still this new government because you're a powerful position like head of anti-crime unit. Hanga boy si time bobu sum fi ñëwé ñom killer is and ko di wax lu fa dé face da nga fogg ne maybe okay and they just saying it out of anger or them meriki rek but then so correlated like you will surely believe
and do you know like recently Gambians in Newbury, they support the anti-crime unit. Because Newbury you get one Boise, they are acting too much. They are taking law into their hands. So then I guess like from this case, from what they are saying, that anti-crime unit is doing, like torture, death law harming. So if they are talking about the people don't listen, majority won't listen because then you want and then you want because they are in death law. Because by hell time we go time like a kirambi. Most of everybody focus on that. You fight protest will happen for you see what they then do for the anti-crime. People forget about that. People start talking about kirambi because now people are seeing the good side of what happened. But now, Kimunyu from in front of the TRC and testify. I'm gonna leave testimony with a conflict with my to the Commission of Inquiry because they lied. Because they lied in front of the Commission of Inquiry, the indemnity bill. In the bill covered
and this bill, I think it's still in, not even think, it's still into existence. Bill, we can relate it to the death of Keba Seka, the Boston. Koko as a university student, Rainenko, police official Mokore, someone in a uniform, someone that's supposed to protect the life and properties of the citizens, taking life, right? Betay, Lolo Nyum definite judgment. Am na press conference bu xewon be brother Keba bi was there mu ne ñom yeguñ dara ci ay judgment bobu nonu be ñew proof koku nonu innocent da nga gis ne law bi ni mo leen jox bill bi ni sorry mo leen jox that mandate ne like when you are in uniform so defé yoyu you are free to go understand how can you and tami be the party to the our law makers understand so bunde said sometime because we are the majority in the house. The majority, most of the time party bu talk rek ñoo they are majority in the National Assembly, so some party be rek no debate over it and accept because they are majority. Don't look at that moment lolu mu la favor because yeen yena nekk a rule. Look at what will favor the life of the Gambian. And bes bi nga xamne yow so fa nekkut lan moy nekk result bi after that da nga gis ne bill bi they agree onto this bill. Maybe all of them right now, they are not there, but this is affecting the life of their children directly or indirectly. So it's very important, any bill or whatsoever you're doing, will they consider as a personal interest, especially su nekkee deka bala fa tek pour nga represent sen interest, yow nga ignore interest before the interest of the country.
Yeah.
I think more leads the problem would make any
yes,
time.
Talking about you think like it's like we're not doing an interview or question and answer session, but then now the my buga ham you to me like your own suggestion about Golden Book's testimony and for after what he said he did back then when you handling this position being the head of anti-crime unit. What would be your suggestion to this? Your langa fong na langa fong silulu.
Jamban so se bu smart nga way do man dugal man pol la ñëwé mo police.
No.
But anyway, xam nga rek def lu ba dafa am solo chambam.
True.
Lo def tay daf la reflect ëlëk. Ki right now to me it's not a good example. So tege ku melni ki suma kanam man suma amé li fin ma dem fa comme war mala dama wax meñ yow lo def mo gëna graw man luma def. Obviously, I think it's important so it take nit ci place bi nga xamne supposed to be example for everyone na nek nit ku baax nit ku am a very nit ki nga xamne ne amut li fin conflict or any criminal record
deep into correct investigation, thorough investigations about a particular person. So we go into, we want to give a position to someone and you know that position will be is a good position that has to do with the security of the nation. Get deep into the person, find out investigation
thoroughly
yes.
before giving them those responsibilities.
Obviously, you're supposed
because
to do that.
come now go ahead and give him that. I doubt many people won't take him for serious anymore.
No.
Especially danga gis na time bobu comme nama ko waxe earlier su ñëwé fi di wa definitely do ko mëna gom but with the testimony I think if people relate honestly Gambians won't take him serious and government bisi bopam they need to put that into consideration. It gives them the position to anybody or anyhow.
And Aisha, I think this has to do with being selfish too. Because actually yes, the word is not friendly, the word is not nice, but it's the fact. The reason why I said this has to do with being selfish is you did something And maybe more person you can say fine, but then to others, including the former vice president, which we'll come to later, you did something, you are aware of something that happened that affects the life of young people, because every person that leave their house have a family. All of those students affected have a family, and each of those families are affected because something happened to you. When you guide gonna actually more you are coming to that small family, how would they feel? They will go through that struggle, that stress, that pain. So it's not just that particular person more affected. So the whole family, entire family is affected.
And the whole country. So, can more harm you affected
yes.
You in the future.
Yes, you don't
because
know.
Because the Kung interview earlier, survival of the April 10th and 11th, he said he wanted to be a medical doctor.
Yes, but
he wanted to serve the life of the people.
I think let's do it like this. You know, you cannot take the cart in front of the horse. So right. Let's take the horse first. Let the horse lead, and the cart will follow. Yes. So come no more connect. The reason why I said surface, and I want to make that clear, because the former vice president could testify, which I said we'll come to that, but then I have to talk about it because I mentioned the word surface. She said she was not aware of most of this, even especially what the reason why like the April 10th and 11th mom you could go on. You know, you can think about the life of those people that were affected before you say certain stuff, before you deny, or before you even say you don't know it. Like, ask yourself this question: if I were that person and sitting, watching someone talking about what happened to me, and now denying the fact that the person was not aware, or don't know, or don't remember, how would you feel? This is very sad. Like, consider the people that are involved too, because this is tragedy. Over not 14 lives.
Yes, 14 lives were.
Yes, so all those then they won, and now they survive from bullets, which are live bullets. Toxic push.
Some are in the hospital. Yesterday we called someone for interview, but then the person could not make it because
obviously. So imagine like for 19 years ago, Aisha, 19 years ago, bullet injury bo but tay lolu mu lay affect because ku ñu waxtana ko wax na bi degi mu ne bala ngeen ñew sa I took my pills. Every single morning every single day we are going through medications. So we dafa over our meti, like we dafa meti for us, like we don't even know about it, and now it is all coming out. The naked picture is coming out. The whole Gambia is knowing the truth. But who is ready to accept the truth? And who is ready to reform? We have to reform ourselves. Even the security system is being reformed, but then you as your own security, you need to reform yourself.
Jambang, and I think it's very important. I'm necessary ICAD for one former vice Bimune, he was not aware. I think it's really important as a leader, one that always take responsibilities, whether the good or the bad. I did it or Marco Def Subone, I'm not aware as a leader. So they good because I didn't make them so set law according to research. By then the president was in Cuba, so Momone con president of the country, because in the absence of the president, Vice Barbara take over. So Kokudi Gina Dine Mom, she was not aware. I think the Sudan she was not aware, sir. The best thing Waruna another way bunko for convince citizens or people of this country. It's really important to learn how you take up responsibility. You don't know.
Yes.
And I think that's very important.
Aisha, when that word you were saying, not aware, I want you to eradicate that word. I want you to get rid of that word. And before, since it's not your word, let's hear from the horse's mouth. Former vice president, Mom Lalawa.
Why Balalo, former vice president, I think Babukar, because Koko testify na, the order was given to him, but then them young Kunjikanyo then to defend you take out to the next person. You said because things it's kinda complicated.
So we jump to Babukar, like Dangai Gisne, like so we jump to Babukar. Then I confused some viewers because
don't confuse, because Babukar Monji Kanyo, Mom, the order was given to him by her.
Yes.
Then Momonesi was not aware.
Yes. So now let her talk about she not giving out that order. And now let's listen to Babukal saying that she gave him the order.
So problem.
So
member is okay. You're going to see audio, but we
so maybe they can even worsen the situation. So I think council agreed that they should go now and address the issue.
Do you think, let's dissect your words. I think council agreed that they should go and what? Stabilize the situation. It's difficult for the commission to accept that statement. Because let me finish, Madam Vice President, because in fact you are telling us you are not sure of what you are talking about.
I think it's 19 years ago. I can only say I believe.
But by saying that,
we don't have minutes. Yeah.
By saying that I think, you are telling us that you don't know.
No, I said maybe. When I say I think, maybe it's my language. But when I say I think I believe this is what happened, and that's what I meant.
Tell us what you believe happened.
It was the security forces, after that council meeting, went back to stabilize the situation. Each of the services had their responsibilities.
Let's address ourselves to the agreement that was arrived at by the Security Council, the decision that was taken. That's what we want to know.
That's what I mean, just to go back there and stabilize the situation in the country, because the country needs to be stable, there needs to be security. Bring it back to normalcy.
And that decision was taken together with you as acting
president? Yeah, sure. Because they explained that to me, yes.
How were they to do that?
Well, I think they know best. They are experts in their areas. I cannot tell you the police would be deployed in this place, or the army would be to work with the police in the other area, or intelligence would do that. Those were operational issues. They have the expertise. All I can do, all we did really in the security country is to agree that definitely the country should be stabilized.
But that is hard to believe, Madam Vice President. You have such a national emergency, and all you would tell the security chiefs is go and stabilize the situation.
That's what I mean. I cannot tell.
Let me finish. Without having any idea in your head as to how that was going to happen.
Because I'm not an expert, I don't deal with operations. I don't know. They are the ones who advise me on that. And even in security,
do you honestly think you are doing a good service for your country?
To the best of my ability, and that's what I thought.
But do you honestly believe you are doing a good service for your country when in this period of national emergency, you are telling the service chiefs, go and stabilize the situation. You had no clue what they were going to do.
No, those are details, operational details. They won't tell me that. In Security Council, general issues are discussed. But especially related to business, one of the few times we had to deal with this situation.
Madam Vice President, what would be details? Would be what type of gun they would use? Or what type of water cannons they would use?
That's an operational issue. Commander is responsible. The commander is the seated.
Oh, that is Her Excellency, former Vice President ISATOU NJIE SAIDY. yaakaar naa yéen yëpp dégg ngeen kàddu yooyu. I'm sure, no, I'm not sure. I think I have forgotten, or I'm not even sure. Maybe it's my word or my vocabulary. Jamba, like, are you not even confused?
I was shocked for a minute, Isa. That's why so by her hands I was paused. I was relaxed because I cannot expect the mother of the nation to face your children who you said you were serving for 20 good years.
20 years. The longest.
Face
the
your own children.
Yeah.
You swore to protect and to serve them. You've been there for 20 years. And now here, they brought you in front of a commission to just take us through of what happened and what you know. Especially about the April 10th and 11th, like it affects so many lives of Gambian youths.
Gambian youths alone.
No, wait.
Youths were mostly affected.
Let me come. Gambian youths whom we don't know, especially students. I said, students who are going to school, promising future leaders, were affected, were dead, were seriously injured, and now you have to come in front of the TRC in front of the whole country as a mother to just explain, to just reveal everything that happened and everything that you have knowledge of. But why, what I can't understand is, why would the former vice president sit in front of the whole country and keep repeating these words? I don't know. I'm not sure.
I cannot remember.
I cannot remember. Why would you be saying that? Aisha, you know what is more funny? The funniest part is, in the beginning when they asked her to introduce herself,
and her educational background.
Let me finish up. She started from her educational background from primary school. She remembered everything. You know, some people were like, well, a little bit skeptic, maybe like she forgot, maybe it's due to her age, she cannot remember certain things. But then she remembered from her primary school level. She can tell everything from her primary school until when she graduated from high school, until when she became the minister, until when whatever she became. Like, why can't you remember this specific day that happened 19 years ago? Right now, 19 years ago. But you can remember something that happened for like 30 or 35 years ago. I cannot understand. I say, if you can remember something that happened 30 years ago or 25 years ago, if you can remember that, I don't see any way or any reason why you cannot remember something that happened in 19 years. You know, the only way I can believe, the only way you can convince me is maybe if you tell me you were in a coma. Maybe if the vice president said, no, seriously, if Sufekene like that time, during that time, she was in a coma. That is the only way I'm convinced in a little. Maybe Sufekene like, I was in a coma from on the 9th till maybe on the 13th. So Momo Jogi like I explained everything and how it went. That's why I cannot remember some of the things. That way we can understand. But then the president was not in the country. He was in Cuba. You were the acting president. Young Naganai Johe command, like they can you are not an expert in the area, but then still then they can go and stabilize the situation. How do you expect them to stabilize the situation? Is not your concern, because I'm not an expert in an area so I cannot tell. But then when you were asking them to go and do it, do you think about what they will do? Do you think about how they will operate that situation? How will they stabilize that? They can be using live guns. They can be using force against them. How are they going to exercise it? Is that something that comes to you as a concern? You are acting as the president of the country. The whole nation is behind you. So as when sometimes I feel like our people have blackmailed us. Our people have put us in a dilemma where we cannot even realize what they are doing. They will come to us, act like they love us, but on the ground, tragedy is happening, like chaos, totally lost. This is a total loss. The lives of those people, those students that were ruined back in 2000, today, nobody knows. They can contribute immensely to the development of the nation. But still now, we are having some in the wheelchairs, some with crutches, some are in the hospital, some are already dead. Who talk about them? This is sad. Like,
and during that era, you don't even have the gut to come out and express yourself.
Then how can you be safe as a citizen? Like me and you, and our children coming up. How are we sure? How can we ensure them a very good safety? We are sending our schools.
Before I used to remember event especially when it comes to women empowerment. She's usually the guest speaker, always giving words of wisdom. But then you don't your words of wisdom, you talk because Satan. I think it's funny.
Do you know like Gambia fee? Madam ISATOU NJIE SAIDY is the most respected person in the Gambia. Gambian people respect her so much so that like the vice president is very calm, she's very humble, she's very good, she's very this. Everything is positive. So now at least like you're humble, but then you don't quite dig. Even so they don't quite feel. So I think like the foreign deal that responsibility. Magla legi. Let me face my people and then tell them what I know. At least like the five magic, I said the four magic. She's a mother. Most of the four on to testimony. I am a mother. I know. I am a mother. I cannot come here and lie. I must want through the from dama sworn from the Quran, dama war si Quran or stuff like that. But then imagine like the mother of those victims that were affected, especially ñu xam ne dañ deewoon.
And see testimony am bi danga gis ne most of the answers she will be giving mooy it was an order given to me by the president. It was an order given to me by the president. But then Essa Fall laajte ko, but then mu ne balaa muy wax loolu mu ne moom kenn xamut how hard it was to work with Yaya Jammeh. But then she have been working with Yaya Jammeh for the past 20 years. Then why? Why is the question?
Why
you working with me? It's really hard to work with me. Why did you resign?
You know, that is very transparent word, like statement, like somebody, if you want to hide behind that is very transparent. People can see you through that. Like if you said it was very hard to work with that person. If it was like for months, I can understand. 2 years, 3 years at least. I can understand. No, 5 years is even too much.
No, at least 5.
No, I said 5 years is too much. You don't wanna want that female liga be small boss. We need my small boss. We the family pull liga small boss. No, more maintain for 5 years. It's not possible. Let's tell the truth. It's not possible. 3 years maximum. We can say like maybe that one is understandable. But you've been there for 20 years. What is happening on that? Either way, there are two things involved. It's either you are working hand in hand with the person, or you are enjoying the things that you are having during your time.
And then you are covering that person because so don't ko lumo def nonu yep, it's hard mu nge def a lot of things that is illegal mu geno mu ne if you don't stop I will tell the entire country general public bi xam nga ne koku dina take action maybe by malifin, but then so ignore koku nga look after your interest because you yangi am all the things you need, you are well respected, you have everything that you need, you don't care, and people put you there to represent them.
And one tamit bala muy conclude si final remarks ami dafa waxoon ne like bu mu doon wax ne dafa métti pour liggéey ak moom pour def nii mu ne like giving him an advice kenn du ko dee jox advice ku ëpp moom like she give like most of the advice she advise the former president as much as she could, but du ko dee jël mu ne like the former president is a one-ear person. He is somebody that soo ko waxee dara lu ko neex rek la mooy la ne bëgg a dégg, so people outside will always tell him something lu nga xam ne daf koy neex te moom loolu la mooy jël. So okay, you are in that situation, you know that if you give advice and your advice will not be heard, like kooku noonu your kooku is just like assistants, you are partners, you are working hand in hand. So definitely he's the right hand, you are the left hand, and if he is doing something he needs your support. So if you are giving advice, you are giving him words, he is not listening to you, you have the right to quit. You have the right to stop because you have a responsibility to do. You have a role to play as a vice president, as the mother of the nation. If you know that your responsibilities are being condemned, I said, obviously, why are you in office? Why are you in office and why are you the vice president? Then obviously, everybody sees. We never thought this is really happening. So like the family, mom, anything, and most of our speech, so you are like. So from our speech, I think yes, actually, it's why
but then I think add na more pain, mom story boom johe or testimony boom johe, add na more pain to the life of the surviving victims. Because they are so disappointed, and other Gambians as well. They witness hadn't been, I think, Mugena, Mune wow, ni ak me, boy, nit mutut. But then so Jume accept, allow, take the responsibilities, agree man definitely even though do ni time has passed, understand. Right now maybe she's a trained person. Kumo wane moko jo order bisahid na koko tami train na. They train every day, right? So then I guess the mom testimony boom jo he dafa gina annoyed. Some Gambians, dafa disappoint a lot of people. Dafa confuse a lot of people as old as she is and responsible mu ñëw di joxe yeneen understand nga yeneen boy
Dafa-
lifinu yes
it's
jàpp
not- yeah.
but then nañ
Yeneen
demaat
boy,
si
yeneen
beneen
boy.
audio
Waaw.
ñu déglu kooku tamit
waaw
kàddu yi mu joxe
waaw ñu seet balaa ñuy dem si bu waaye it will be more
I
nice
think we need
su-
to reduce su wax bi bari na torop ñu indi tamit su yeneen mbokk yuñ set yoon démba
Waaw.
si mbedd bi dañuy joxe ñoom it send a reaction towards her testimony
so suñu déggee
Did you all want the kind of men to at least control this voice in the street? Was that an advice or was it an order? Yes, Vice President's voice was an order. If I had told them no, I would have disobeyed. That's an order. You didn't advise an order. That's an order. We just after the truth. Okay. It was an order according to you. Yes. So you're telling us that the Vice President ordered the deployment of the army. Yes. I cannot just deploy by myself like that, just start doing my own thing. All right. So, in fact, you are telling us that the Vice President took command of the situation. Yes, he's in charge of the situation on the ground here. And as acting head of state, she was the acting commander-in-chief. Certainly. And ordered the deployment of the army to quell the crisis. Right. Sorry, demonstration. And from that order, what did you understand you had to do? Now's my turn to go down to quell this demonstration. By what means? That's an order. By all means. And what does all means entail? Deploy my men. And what? To quell the demonstration. How? We are going to go down there and we do train on IS, internal security. By doing so, Mr. Just tell us exactly what means you were going to use to quell this demonstration. My main target was not going after the men. First of all, we have plan 1, plan A. Yes, but we will come to plan A, plan B, and maybe plan C if there was any. Okay.
Yes, that was Babakar Jata. Yes, as a like conflicting.
Do you know we have some people that don't watch TRC anymore?
Yes.
Because then they want to they testify, and at the end of the day, I'm sorry, I was young, or it was given to me. It's just a cheap excuse.
Yeah,
understand?
Like from this testimony from Babakar Jata to the Vice President's testimony, it's like conflict of information.
They are not.
Key number one, Mr. Jata said the Vice President gave that order to him to deploy the army. She gave that order, but now she said, Mom, join order Bobulu. So now, what happened? Where does the order come from? So it's like, they wonder about when she was in charge of the whole situation. So you are in charge of the whole situation. Ma, I want you to answer me this question, like, how comes you are not aware of what happened?
Ma, Gambians want to
know. Mama, like mommy, mother, we want you to tell us, if you are in charge of the situation, how comes you were not aware?
And you gave the order for them to go ahead and do anything,
Mom, this will break my heart. For my mom to come and face me and tell me, they killed your brother. They killed your brother. You know that they killed my brother. You know that they killed my sister. You know that they shot my sister or my brother and they're some are still alive. But Ma, how do you know that? But now I'm asking you, what happened to them? You can't remember. This really breaks my heart, and we want you to tell us, if you are in charge of that situation, how comes you cannot remember? But still now, you can remember back in primary school. You can remember back in your high school.
Those are achievements, Jamban. Everybody will like to talk about.
Okay, your achievements. So you think that is not your achievement?
But,
you were in office
it's very heartbreaking to sit in front of everyone and admit that you are given the order for them to take the life
I will
of
condemn that. I will condemn that. Do you know why? Those achievements you have in school, why do you think you have those achievements? So you can hold a position in the future, and the position you hold,
and you deny others that are also going to school
you get achievements. Those achievements from school, you have good grades, you have good papers, you have good CVs. Now you have the position from those achievements. They give you the position. You have a responsibility to do, a role to play.
That's the reason you give the order.
Wow. Then you give the order. Now we are asking you to tell us, for those who don't know, to explain what happened. It's already happened. We understand. It already happened. Maybe you were on the pressure.
And do you know the funniest thing about these two testimonies, Madam Njie Saidy's testimony and Mr. Jata? The press release by Madam Njie Saidy John that year, 2000. The funny students sued themselves.
Yes.
And then Mr. Jata Mune, it was totally.
Yes, Mune students were not having guns.
They were not having guns.
And that is obvious, Aisha. Like, if at all the students were having guns, from April 10 to 11, do you had anything like students, police was shot or police was dead? Do you had anything of that?
Not a single
so,
one.
The only thing we hear was a student was shot and was injured, a student was shot to death. So, if they were having guns, how comes? So police bulletproof then?
No. And one thing to me, Jamba, Lulu, the a question. Gambia could you will just go to the shop and buy a gun like rented. So, fellow students, you gain a expressing and Balalulu, land more little, more the killed of their fellow student, that is Ibrahima, and then another lady girl that was raped during the inter-house school.
Yes.
So, you gain a poor express, and I think that's their fundamental right. Freedom of expression and right to assemble. Right? But then Gagena, you got joy order be put you them anything that they could. She might say ne what would them put you them, right? But then more joy order.
So I have them cylinder there. Our old boss. Do you know our old boss was a victim to this, you know? So the old boss, the renowned Pausman Jew. It's part of this whole. I'm not laughing. You know, okay, thank you. Understandable, thank you. So, our own boss was like sort of a victim, even though mom. I'm not wow, bulletproof. So bulletproof like that. So because Mom Tamit was in that situation, and even though mom he might not be affected, maybe gonna guy
directly, but he was indirectly affected because
they're quite traumatized. Haritami were involved. People you know were involved. So like if at all he have to give his own honest opinion, like about this whole situation, so obviously, if he don't say tears physically, internally he will say tears.
Yo, consider yourself sad after this program.
No, but actually,
you've sad, Nala.
But actually, so Lolo, therefore, what I made, I think, Aisha, Balanyu Guinness program, Balanyu Guinness from everything. They're gonna testimony, Madam Saidy, they're gonna testimony Babukar Jata, and also Golden Book. So, let's talk about who were involved.
The surviving victims.
Who survived April 10th and 11th? That person is a hero. What happened to them?
Heroes.
How are they living
brave.
now? And fortunately, I'm going to guest. Fortunately, out, and then
we are able to meet one of the April 10th and 11th victims.
And the thing is, Mr. April 10 and 11.
Mr. April.
Yeah.
There's a lot of meeting April, my summer birthday. So, summer day April 10th and 11th. So, it's summer birthday. So, you don't feel good to celebrate that whilst others are like crying because no, I think affect everybody. You go fake out. We still learn that history. The history that new day your anger.
I will say let's celebrate it. Do you know why? We want to honor the death of those brave youths that died during that demonstration.
Yes,
we want to honor those who were injured. We want to honor those whose life was shattered. We want to honor those whose dreams were shattered. Those who will sit and imagine and meditate and was traumatized because their dreams and plans that they want to do after
everything was
gone. So let's go and watch a video of Mr.
Abdul
who was a victim and a survivor of a gunshot, a live gunshot from April 10th and 11th demonstration. From what we have heard in the TRRC, it has started for months now, and we have had so many witnesses coming through the TRRC and testify of what had happened in the country for the past years. Some things that we don't know, some things that we never thought happened in the country do happen here in the Gambia. Concerning that, the April 10th and 11th year 2000 was a tragedy and a great loss to the Gambia, especially that affects youths in the Gambia. So today on the Youth BANTABA show, we will invite a special guest and have him on the show to talk to us about what happened back in April 10th and 11th year 2000. And here we are with one of the victims that was affected during this time. So let's talk to him and hear his side of the story. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Can you introduce yourself for the benefit of some of our viewers that don't know you?
Thank you very much once again. I am Abdul Karim Jammeh, one of April 10th and 11th year 2000 survivor. Yeah.
Sir, from what you've just said, April 10th and 11th year 2000 survivor, can you tell us, can you take us through, I know this might be a little bit hard, but can you take us through back to what happened back in the year 2000, April 10th and 11th?
Yeah, it was, it happens due to two very, very important reasons. One is one of our colleagues, a male student, Ibrahim Abari, who was maltreated by fire service officers. He was tortured by fire service officers and up to death, and another student, girl, was raped by paramilitary officer at the Independence Stadium during the inter-school competition. So these are the two main reasons why April 10 and 11 occur. During that time, the Student Union of the Gambia, called GAMSU, were very, very instrumental, and they were very supportive towards the welfare of the students. So when they heard about the story, they do the follow-ups, necessary follow-ups, to make sure that, justice to be done to our colleagues. From there, we do the followings up and down. Things doesn't go well, and we decided to come out. I can say we did not receive the necessary information, or our colleagues, the justice they deserve, did not have it. So we decided to come out on their behalf in solidarity with them, because hadn't been that it happened to me, I am 100% sure that they are going to do otherwise. So that was the reason why we came out on that day in solidarity with our colleagues, to show our sympathy and feel like it happens to us directly. So in seeking justice for those two of our colleagues, which has resulted to a biggest, or one of the biggest tragedy in the history of the Gambia. That was when our security officers, under the command of the former dictator, came out, broad daylight, shooting at students, aiming and shooting at students, killing 14 of our colleagues, broad daylight, and many like myself sustained a serious gunshot injured, which I'm still living with for the past 19 years.
Wow. This is a huge tragedy, sir. From that time, having 14 of your colleagues died from that incident, and you receiving a serious gunshot injury, and that you said you are still suffering from that time, do you have the government come out to even help to treat some of the survivors from this incident?
Treatment, I can say, is so-called treatment, because the treatment three of my colleagues received was not a proper one. I can say it was not a treatment at all, because taking somebody to a foreign land, leaving him there alone, as young as 17 years old, on their own over there, no one is taking care of them there. Even their medical bill was not paid over there. They had to come back again. That was not a treatment, I can say. So treatment issue is out of it. No treatment for us, proper treatment, I can say. And we've been living And the saddest part of it is that not only the treatment, we could not even finish our education. And we were planning to be something else tomorrow. We could have participated in the development of our nation as at now. As some of my schoolmates, some are doctors now, some are project managers, some are big men now, having their big houses, and they are, I can say they are okay. Yeah, unlike us, some of my colleagues who sustained gunshot injured. There is a colleague of myself who is still in a wheelchair, and another one is still having a bullet in her hand, particles of bullet in her hand, and another one is still using 2 crutches in order to support himself for mobility, whilst I'm using another one. So it wasn't easy for us. It was a tough journey, tough and a very, very rough journey for us. We suffered, and we suffered a lot. It wasn't easy, definitely. Yeah.
It wasn't actually. So what were some of the things that happened, like during from that time till now? How does your family come through this, like maybe help you through this? What are some of the challenges that your family go through?
It was very tough for them because of my family is not that much strong. It's not strong, I can say, and the family suffered a lot because the day this news was broke in our village, it was like, I'm gone, because my mom was telling them that somebody who was shot by a gun. He said that you're telling me that man is alive, that person is alive. He said that can't be true. So it was like a mourning time throughout that week before my mom and my dad decided to come and visit me in the hospital. All along the belief they were having is that I'm gone, I'm dead. So they went through a very, very difficult time because all their aims and objective was to go to school, to learn, and graduated, and look after them as they've been looking after me since I was a kid. So it's like paying back what they've done to me, for me, since I was a baby. So it's like they were terrified, they were disappointed, it was a setback anyway, generally for my family, definitely.
So at what age were you during this time, and which grade were you?
I was around 1920, I can say. I was around 1920, 19 years or 20, and I was at grade 9 in the year 2000. Yeah, so that's where I stopped. Up to date, no support from the government or scholarship to go back and finish my education. Before you think of going back to school, I think you must have your health first. You should be healthy enough to go to school up and down. As at now, as I'm speaking to you right now, some of my medicine are still inside. I took one this morning before I came out. We are always on medication every day and night because of these gunshot wounded. Even one of my colleagues is still in the bed. 2 of them are in the bed. They are still suffering from this, gunshot wounded. Even now and then, this pain will come back to us. When we move, it's going to go. When we don't move, we stay at one place, our body will get swollen. So we have to move and exercise. So through that exercise also, you will feel a serious pain. So you don't have to stay for a long time or do too much of movement. So it's like that. Even the April 14 victims are still suffering. The ISATOU NJIE are still in the bed. They are still suffering. So it's like a crazy thing. We're still suffering. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So during that time when you were in your grade 9, like you said, what are some of your dreams that you have, or the plans that you have that you want to do when you finish your school?
I love these questions because many people used to ask me about it. All my aims and objective was to be a doctor, to do medical field and be a doctor. So those aims has been held over there. I can't say it has been dashed, because as long as I am alive, I can do it. Even right now, when I get if I get the support, I will forge on to do this, this medical field. That was my aim and objective. I would love to be a doctor when I finish schooling, to be a humanitarian, to help treat people, sick people, needy people, injured or whatsoever, to be a doctor. That was my aim and objective, definitely.
So having these aims and having this plan at now the age you are right now, how do you feel having someone just come into your life and shattered all those dreams that you have, all those plans that you have? How does that feel?
Yeah, we feel disappointed, we feel hurt, we feel very, very bad, simply because that somebody should have been the person who should have protected us from such, heartless incident. It was simply because we were there to exercise our fundamental right. This is our right to go and express our feeling. So that's somebody who's not having that mind, that sympathy. So that heartless action it hurt us. So that is why even when we see his picture, we feel hurt up to date. Definitely, it hurts us. It was very painful for us, because that was a turning point of our life. We could have been something else today, but it has changed the whole narrative. Our life, I can say. Definitely, it hurts us. It is very painful, and it's crazy, I can say. Definitely, it's not easy.
Who was the last who just testified, who was the former Vice President, Madam ISATOU NJIE SAIDY. So, have you watched any of this testimony of these three people?
Yes, even Gorgum Buj, his testimony, I was even sitting there watching him. And Babu Karijata, it was unfortunate I couldn't go there because I was, as I told you, that day I was not feeling well. I couldn't go there. And ISATOU NJIE also, the same day I was not feeling well. I should have been there, but I was not feeling well. And I do listen to their testimony. I was not there, but I listened to it. Yes.
So how do you feel when you were listening to, especially Madam ISATOU NJIE SAIDY's testimony? How do you feel listening to her testimony?
I feel hurt. I feel embarrassed, because I thought that he is a woman. She is a woman. She is a mother and a grandmother, for that matter. I thought that she could have come plain blank and tell the Gambians the fact of what happened on that very day. Simply because it's like I could not remember, I don't know, I was not present. And what surprised me most is like when they asked her about her educational background, she started from grade 1 up to university level. She did not forget even a single thing about those issues. But just a few years back, 19, 20 years back, she said that she couldn't remember those issues. How can that happen to a human being of her caliber? She should have accepted the fact that it's as simple as that. I was giving order. We can understand that. But I don't remember. I could not remember. I forget. But all the things that are good for her, she could remember those ones. It was unfortunate that, but it doesn't surprise me as well, because someone working with a dictator for over 10, 15, almost 20 years, working with a dictator, it doesn't surprise me. So I wasn't surprised about her action, not at all. I know that she was dirty, the hand was dirty, the hand was full of blood, so she will not come and confess and say that, I did this, I did this. Saying that I took, yeah, it's my responsibility, it's something which is your responsibility. Why can't you come and confess, yes, I did it? So I wasn't surprised. As for me, I wasn't surprised. I know that she's going to respond that way, definitely.
So some people also believe that, because at the end of her testimony, we have heard her saying her remarks. She was saying like how hard it was working with the former president, but still some people will be saying like, if it was that hard, then how comes you've been working for him for almost 2 decades? So to your own perspective, how do you feel about this? Like if it was really hard working with him, then why was she really working with him?
As for me, it wasn't hard for her. She was enjoying it. Something which is difficult or hard for you, you will never enjoy that issue or that thing. You will never be out with that thing for maybe more than a week, or maybe more than months, or at least 2-3 years. She could have resigned, but she was enjoying it very, very well. That is why she stayed there for 2 decades. That one was a false statement. She was really enjoying it. Some others resign. Why can't she do that? Some other people, they resign. The examples are well over there. People know about them. So why can't she resign? She was enjoying it. That was an understatement. I don't buy about that statement. She was simply enjoying that place with with the dictator. Both of them are just 6 and 9. Yeah, this is the only example I can give it to you. They are 6 and 9. As you can just imagine the way she always speech as the president say. This only thing she will always keep repeating, as the president say, as the president say. Over this, throughout these 19 years or 20 years, all the time when she come out to talk about anything, she will be keeping mentioning this thing, as the president say, as the president say. So she is with her. She is with the president. So that's it. She was enjoying very, very well, definitely.
All right. So let's go back a little bit to the year 2000. So from that year, during after the incident happened, because we have also learned that during that time the president was not in town. He was in Cuba, and the vice president was here. So what was her reaction? Can you remember what was her reaction, or did she give out any speech concerning that incident?
Her reaction was, the students were there to vandalize, to destroy the properties. So that was unlawful, and the students themselves, they came out and broke the prisons, joined with the prisoners, and broke the armories and take the arms and shoot each other. That was the biggest lie of the century, I can say. That was her speech. She came out and said that students came out, students took the arms and ammunition and shoot each other. So that was what she was saying. She said at that time, and that was a very big lie. And Babukar Jatta emphasized that very, very well during his testimony. Students never shot at anybody. We were not having guns. And I said it, if at all we were having guns, the soldier or the paramilitary who shot me, hadn't been that I was having a gun, I would have retaliated. Then that was a lie. That was a lie. Her statement was completely false. Definitely. She gave out a very, very bad statement. And still now that hurts people. That is why they asked her when she was testifying. She said that is what they told her. If they tell you something which is not very clear to you, it's better you verify it before you coming out on public and say something like that. So it was a false statement she gave on that very day, definitely. Yeah.
Coming back to the gunshot that you survived from the year 2000 demonstration, so from that, and then because you have made mention that you have dreams of becoming a medical doctor, and now that you cannot do that, but you still said you have plans to do it if you have the support. So does this traumatize you any way out, or does it affect you mentally, or sometimes do you think about it and then feel a little bit down about this whole situation?
Of course I do. I do, because when I look at when I look at my schoolmates who are now doctors, seeing them, I just feel belittled. I feel disturbed about it. Even sometimes when I'm sleeping at night, I dreamed about it. Definitely, it disturbed me very, very, very well. It has interrupted it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. Yeah, it wasn't easy. When I think about it, I become sometimes frustrated. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough. I definitely, and I up to date. As I told you, up to date. I'm still dreaming of becoming a doctor. Definitely. Or if not, but to do this medical field, I definitely love it. I want to do it one day. Definitely, yeah. It is very, very alarming, especially with the youth, the future leaders of tomorrow. We were filled with hope that, when he came, things are going to be better, especially security-wise. But still yet, it is happening, what is going on. So we need a proper reform. And 3 years yet now also, I can say that there is one slogan maybe they miss. If at all they were telling people that, we are here to tell you that 3 years is up because you promised us that, you're going to do this and this and this and this. We haven't seen it. That is a security sector reform, which is the most important issue. If they came up with this idea, maybe they may have support of me also as well. Definitely. But 3 years yet now, and that's all. Let them come up with, at least certain reasons whereby people listen to them. They will tell them that, then this is reasonable. But we need a proper security sector reform, definitely.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We need proper security reform. So what will be your final message to our viewers?
Thank you very much. My final message is that, as the slogans of TRC, never again, we are praying to God that such things should never happen in the Gambia anymore, so that we will never have hit squads, we will never have people will not be arrested unlawfully, people will not disappear, students will never be shot at in the broad daylight, and people will not be fired from their job place unlawfully, people will not be driven from their village or their homes unlawfully simply because of political issue. Every Gambian should feel as a Gambian. Every Gambian should be in the Gambia for Gambia, for all Gambians. Every Gambian should feel at home. We will feel safe, secure. We will not be afraid of talking about anything, even challenging the president if he goes wrong, without looking behind whether there is an NIA or whosoever should be behind you, maybe to relay the message to him. We will not be afraid to challenge anybody on the issue of the nation, which is the best interest of all of us. So we are calling on the current government to be very, very mindful of the citizens, because the citizens, the Gambian people, are the one who voted for him, and we are hoping that things are going to be better. So we are calling on him, especially the present government, to look into the welfare of the Gambians, more especially the victims. If I say the victims, I'm a victim. Some may feel that I'm selfish, but the victims suffered under the past regime, and they are still suffering. They are dying and they are suffering. The good example of it is April 14 and 16. Those victims, 10 of them died before we have proper treatment, and still now some of us are still suffering, and we need treatment. We need urgent treatment. Let the current government look into the affairs of the victims and the whole nation. Let them take care of the government. Let them fast track the reform. Let them follow the interests of the nation and the people. Let them not follow their own interest. Yes, this is, and never again such in the Gambia. Never again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Never again. Just like you heard from Mr. Jammeh, he said never again. And like we said, the Youth Bantaba. So this is part of the show today. We are going back to the studio and we are going to elaborate more. So I will just get back to my partner in the studio. Isa, we are back to you.
Yes, like you rightly saw that video. Koku numwa jarut nu analyze fofu sa jambang. I think time won't permit us ki one na ye mom as a victim lum experience. So dun def dara tami emun si Abdou Karim rek genon den si biti watana yenen.
Like the voice of the people matters. So more than Dimuna MC Abdou Karim rek fu ñu génné ci biti ñu waxa Gambians tamit ñu xam like their viewpoint ñom tamit lan lañ foog ci testimony bu boy dem testimony ISATOU NJIE SAIDY. So nañ dem ñu séti lu gaay wax ci biti.
Well, it's very disappointing. It's very disappointing to the whole nation. Well, Vice President is not expected to behave like this, act in this way. Yeah, was also not trying. He was trying to run away from responsibility. Yeah, because someone already came, who mentioned that she gave the order, but she was trying to deny all that and to run away from responsibility. But it doesn't matter what, she's still responsible. But she was acting as the president. She cannot deny. Even she deny in public, but still it's her responsibility. Because she was acting by then.
Man de yow dagg li ma ci déglu man li ma ci jot a déglu man rafetlu naa ko parce que li mu wax c'est normal wax na wax ju correct te it wax na wax nit parce que dégg naa ñi ko laaj lu bari ndax yëgoon nga ko mu ne la yëg naa ko waaye afta parce que tey loolu enu na maana ndax mbir boo amee ne yow joxe wala ordre bi du de yaa joxe woon ordre bi wala ki yaa yónni woon diw ne leen dem leen defi nangam dafa loolu waaye ki dem dafa def ba pare bu fekkoon moom Baye président la léegi lu jógee ci wàllu kaaraange gi dem fa dama yaakaar ne si kuñ dénk wàllu kaaraange gi kooku moo war a mën a xam ci loolu dara ci li ma foog man suma xalaatu bopp laa wow ma li am suma xalaatu bopp laa jàpp naa ne ki joxee ndigg ki nekk ne moom lay wax ne moo yore wàllu kaaraange kooku su yëg di am da yaakaar naa li ku ñu rey war nañ koo yëg kuñ tocc war na koo yëg yaa ngi dégg kuñ rëy war na ko yëg kuñ toccite war na ko yëg waaye ki nga xam ne nag moom Baye président la Baye président bi moom su ne yëguma ko dëgg moom mun na koo yëg moom mun na ko def waaye ore bi mën naa ñàkk a jógee ci moom te it wax dëgg yàlla man daal li ma dégg a démb mu wax bokkuma si ñu ko ñaawlu
ngaje ñamen den te sondo moye min dinna wala mu ñinti ko ñanta ñin condition o min be tama kan ñanta bulalale kata be dami jongo dawo da nin ku min keta jibon dingolo nga ko bontalata kono la ñanta yom fo dila ñola kuma ken sangole faman to nya foto katun kuta keno la president o ye ku min kalamta te man ku kalamta woto man ke ku setorenti ay ku kalamta jen yalo jongo iba balurin to nya foto ni ngala na la kilate mo katun to nya mo kilinete ni fate to nya le ni baluta to nya le moto lo to nya kandoro ale min safe wala be kala barakana kuma fo mi yalon ka man soto min soto tay wo
lolu mom ku ko déggé dang koy dégg rek way do ko nango do ko mënon nango parce que le amni tay ñu né président vice président bu nekkul vice président mo fa wara nek so lu amni Gambia président nekko fi tukina lu amni vice président nekk fi dara happen nga ne man xawma ci dara wala yeguma ci dara wala eblewuma wala lolu mom xel mënu ko nango lolu mom xel mënu ko nango te deug la def lu aduna bi soko selo dal def fi lu rafet mo gën def lu rafet mo am solo way man ni ma ko jangate moy tay soko selo ñun Gambien si ñun ñu ngi won ci pax mo xamne dal xamuñ pax mi sax naka la wara ñun dañ doon dem ba duggu ci pax ta duñ xam nañ ci pax lañ duggu yépp ñaka xam la
démonstration bi mu ne yegut ci dara yow naka nga gisee lolu
bobu bonne année la amon 2000 la xewal
waaw 2000
bobu de yakarna 2000 bobu fi la ma fekk bobu ma nga joggé Sénégal fi la ma fekk waaw du bobu lañ tal fi police bi fi jamono bobu defena yaay jàmme dafa tukki won de ba lolou di xew moy xalé moy élève bi ñu rayon student bi ñu rayon waye defena su président nekul ci réew mi kam moy yor constitution réew mi du vice président su fekkone ne bobu xeyna nekku fi mom mën na wax ne faté nako waye bobu yalla dafa def ni fi la ko fekk donc yakarna pour wax bobu dal man pour man war na xolaat wax bi dal que fi aduna mi mom motax luy nit def dal da nga wara baye sa xel ci lu bari ci aduna parce que aduna lepp lo def day delu ci wat motax loy def da nga wara fexé def lu bax ndax réew mi yakarna jamm mo fi xaj ak def fi lu bax du deug mais lo fi def nak ci lu bon wala nga def fi ci lu bax dina ñëwaat say kanam parce que yakarna ñi koy poser question sax diko ko laaj ñom am nañ ci ay firne yu leer ba fa sokko diko laaj kon warna bayyi xelam que ne mom liñ koy laaj ñoo ñu koy laaj xam nañu bax liñ koy laaj que lu mu def xam nako lu mu deful xam nako na wax la deug bi te yalla tax ndax yalla mom mo ëpp doole lo gis te mom mi ngi fi te ci kanamu yalla lepp dina leer te bala ngay dem sax ci yalla fi la lepp di leeré.
Yes, just like you've heard from those are the views point of the people from the streets about the testimony of the former vice president who is ISATOU NJIE SAIDY. And before we wrap up, we will also like to give out our own suggestions as a citizen, as a concerned citizen about this whole situation. I will allow you, Aisha, to give your words of wisdom. I would call it words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. Yes, Jamban, thank you so much. Like we all heard from those people, they are view niti barina bonunyo halate utina kuneka ak nungi say things. But then there are some things I think we need to change. This current government need to put into consideration. I think we have a change government, but then we don't have a change country. And one thing like Gambian see what hamne. Government come and go, but then the state stay and people stay. So when you're def consider the low def young for the farsa bopa, no matter how government change, we will still remain here as Gambians. A lot of things are still happening in this current government. Jamba, linga hamne mundong hapun si formal government be. One like te subarek mangi gis bena post on social media paterin MC Cham Junior mune denko treating denko re subayu president be. I think those are the same things that were happening before. Consider the new report from the Jana Commission and the white paper. After 2 years of investigation and inquiry, result be amna nyitinga hamne sentur fena what like the finance minister Mr. Njai, what like the chief of protocol Alaji. ñooñu ñëpp seen tuur feeñ na waaye ba tey ñu ngi liggéey ak current government bi war lay góor ji mbuub ñëw na TRRC testify wax lu mu def yëpp ak lu mu defut ba tey kooku mu ngi téye such a powerful position foog naa loolu yëpp government bi war nañ koo seetaat ñu xam ne Gambians yi nelawaatuñ anymore people are watching nit yaa ngee gis su dul loolu keroog tamit gis nga lu xew si National Assembly bi lu dem si current vice président bi tamit si boppam ak speech yu mu joxe foofu noonu yooyu yëpp da war a bàyyi suñ xel ne suñ jàngut si TRRC bi nii after government bi nii the same government dinañ demaat setaat another commission li nga xam ne benn Gambian ñaanut ko waaye duma def dara xam naa yow it you are a brilliant guy am na some recommendation or yeneen lifin yooyu joxe.
Yes, Aisha, thank you so much. Those words are very good instead. And also, I'm sure they are very helpful if people really put them into consideration. Like you have mentioned about the government, I think it's about time, like we are saying this and we'll keep repeating it. We need a reform in our security sector. Our government need to look into that. That is very important because if the Gambian people said they have decided for a new government, we want a change. We need change. Gambian people have been crying for that. And now that we said we have that change, actually if the regime change and the system doesn't change, change. So I think if the government really believe and really love this country, they should obviously look into this and then put the interest of the nation first, because there are so many things that they need to do. We know it might not be easy, maybe you don't have the time, but then you have the mechanisms, you have all that you need. You have the Gambian people. Engage the Gambian, engage us, engage people. We talk about it because come like ISATOU just said, the Jana Commission report shortlisted names that are currently working with this current government, and those are things that we are not saying it's not 100% safe, but it is something that Gambians can be thinking, can be having doubts on. So the government needs to be very careful. And also, the bigger one is the indemnity bills. Those bills are still existing. We are pleading to the government to please try to get rid of these bills. The Gambian people, we cannot be slaves to our own people. You cannot treat your own people like we are nobody. It's just like nobody's business. That is not the way we want. That is not the Gambia we want. The Gambia we said the Gambia is a smiling coast of West Africa. We want to keep that smile forever. So please, let's keep the peace. Let's maintain the peace. There are so many things happening, Aisha, like very 3 years be. I get scared, not because I'm in support or I'm not in solidarity with that, because the fact that lo happened back in 2000 from the April 10th and 11th lo happened for then gain because what they want was peace, what they want was justice. When the government instead what happened
at the end of the day
was all chaos. Exactly, was all chaos, was all disaster. It was a tragedy. Joge fofu nonu, waa Brikama tamit booy Brikama buñ génnee ñu ne occupy Brikama occupy area council so ñu génn the occupy West Coast ñu génn pour ñooñu noonu they are also seeking for something. No. What happened? Even me, I was involved in that because tear gas it affects me. So you can see like this, with all this, you thinking like you want to go out to protest, like you call it a peaceful protest. But then let's learn from what happened. We need to learn all these things happening. We need to learn from it. It's not just come TRC No, from hearing and knowing what happened, you need to learn from it and then exercise. Let it not affect you tomorrow. Let the same thing not happen. If we say never again, won't it happen again? It is not supposed to happen. We should not be the Gambia every time you talk, you sit and tell the more happen on the more we have what government be no. And the way this other government is going, get them if they don't check themselves, guys when they mutate the right way, guys when buy their help. So this TRC will happen again. And we don't want
but then ñaanun yalla pour set out another commission. No ko waxe about occupy the Brikama ay Serekunda protest bi lu dem si MC Cham threatening bu ko wax ne dinen ko rey. Lolu yep I think has been happening in the former regime. So no ko waxe rek I think it's a change government but not a change system. And then we need to change the system. Sum another commission. Why better the family work to banyu buga jamu dun def dara sudu tagato ak askan bi rek jox len dig dage ben next week tamit inshallah ñu wat with another topic, another issue that is trending in town ñu discuss ko indi len the opinion of the people as well ñu dum fi tok rek di wax o di analyze dañu gëna waxtana ñom gis ñamit seen xalaat ak seen gis-gis ci that particular issue. Mr. Jamba.
Beautiful. Aisha, it's like if I wanted to keep talking, I would just go on and on and on non-stop. Because why? It's because of the love I have for my nation. It's because I want to see my nation smile again. So, but then the time cannot allow me to go deep into all of those things. But then to tell the general public is that the interest of the nation stands and it comes first. And always remember that what happened back then cannot happen again. How can you stop that? Individually, you have to condemn that by yourself by implementing certain happening that you think is not right. Stop it yourself. And also to the government, they need to look into themselves and also please help us with a good security system and please look into the people that you are bringing in front and in charge. From the Youth BANTABA show, I am Ibrahim Jambang and with ISATOU Jallo, we are saying bye-bye. Until we come your way next week with something very, very important. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a nice weekend.
Serna tayit weer bu dee nit taxaw la talal la loxo dama ne askan bi jox leen ma seen noppa ndaxte TRC properties ñum ñoo ñëw nag génne fi loolu bam set wecc ne néegi luwaas kenn du ko fayati ndaxte ñu ngi leen amal bërëbu dëkkeekaay yu yàñña dëkkeekaay yi nga xamante ne nii ñu ngi ko jaayee foofu sa Lamin Kerewan dëkkeekaay yi nag li nga xam ne moom mooy ndox ak courant mu fa lépp loo soxla sa wàllu dëkkeekaay TRC Investment Limited mu ngi la ko fa amal TRC Investment Limited nag seen bërëbu dëkkeekaay yi ñu ngi ko jaayee si cash price muy jar si $200